The Galactic Combat Academy floated above a blue star, shining like a symbol of power. It was a place where the strongest species in the galaxy sent their best. Only warriors survived here. Only the dangerous earned respect. For hundreds of cycles, the Academy had trained champions of war. Humans were not one of those species. So when the transport ship arrived carrying a single human student, no one understood why she was there. Her name was Ira Voss. She stepped off the ship slowly. She was small compared to the others. Her body showed no armor plates, no sharp claws, no glowing veins of power. She wore a plain academy uniform. Her brown hair was tied back neatly. Her face was calm. Too calm. Around her, alien students stopped what they were doing. A tall reptilian warrior narrowed his eyes. "Is that a human?" Laughter spread through the landing platform. Humans are fragile. They break easily. They don't belong here. Ira heard every word. She did not react. The Academy scanners passed over her body. They searched for strength, energy, threat levels. The screen blinked, then froze. The system reset itself. The technician frowned. Strange. Ira was cleared anyway. Inside the main hall, instructors watched from above. They had seen countless recruits arrive shaking with fear. This human did not shake. She walked forward with steady steps, eyes focused straight ahead. That made them uncomfortable. The Academy director, a massive alien with stone-like skin, leaned forward. "Why is a human here?" he asked. "No record of combat history." Another instructor replied, "Earth class is low threat." "Then this is a mistake," the director said. Ira was assigned to dorm section 9, the lowest rank housing. As she walked through the corridors, alien students whispered. Some pointed. Some moved aside as if she carried a sickness. One alien deliberately bumped into her. "Watch where you walk, human." Ira steadied herself. She looked at him and spoke softly. "I'm sorry." That only made them laugh harder. During the first training assessment, all students were tested on strength, speed, and endurance. The arena was filled with noise and pride. Aliens lifted massive weights. Others shattered targets with energy blasts. When it was Ira's turn, the room grew quiet. She placed her hand on the strength plate. The reading climbed, then stopped at an average level. "Incorrect." The machine beeped. The instructor sighed. "Try again." She tried again. Same result. Speed test. Average. Reaction test. Average. Endurance test. Average. The crowd lost interest. "Pathetic," someone muttered. The instructors wrote notes. "Human. Non-threatening. No combat value." Ira bowed her head politely and stepped away. But none of them noticed her fingers slightly shaking. That night, while the Academy slept, something strange happened. Security systems detected energy spikes in dorm section 9. Cameras flickered. Doors unlocked and locked by themselves. The Academy AI attempted to track the source, but failed. In her room, Ira sat on her bed with her eyes closed. She breathed slowly. "Control," she whispered to herself. A small device on her wrist glowed faintly. It pulsed once, then dimmed. Far away, in a secure human facility, a signal was received. Subject active. Suppression holding. Back at the Academy, the strongest student, a predator species named Karn, watched Ira from across the training grounds the next day. Karn had defeated every opponent placed before him. Fear followed him like a shadow. Yet something about the human bothered him. She avoided conflict. She avoided attention. She watched everything. When Karn walked past her, he felt something cold in his chest. That made him angry. He stepped into her path. "Why are you here, human?" Ira looked up at him calmly. "To learn." "You won't survive," Karn said. She met his eyes. For half a second, something deep and heavy moved behind her gaze. Then it vanished. "Maybe," she said. Karn stepped back without knowing why. Later that day, a combat drone malfunctioned during practice. It moved too fast. Its weapons armed by mistake. Students screamed and scattered. The drone turned toward Ira. In that moment, time seemed to slow. She moved. No one saw how. The drone collapsed to ground, disable with perfect precision. Ira stood frozen, eyes wide, breathing hard. Silence filled the arena. Then alarms rang. Instructors rushed in. They looked at the drone. Then at Ira. She raised her hands quickly. "I didn't mean to," she said quietly. The instructors exchanged looks. The security logs later showed missing footage. That night, the academy director stared at the reports. Machines failing. Sensors breaking. A human who should not be here. "For the first time," he said slowly, "I think we made a terrible mistake." Far above the academy, the stars burned silently, and somewhere among them, humanity waited. Because Ira Voss was not weak. She was quiet, and the galaxy was not ready for what she was holding back. Morning light filled the Galactic Combat Academy, but the mood was tense. Whispers followed Ira Voss wherever she walked. The incident with the combat drone had spread faster than the instructors wanted. Officially, it was called a malfunction. Unofficially, everyone knew something was wrong. Ira walked through the hallways with her usual calm steps. Her face showed no fear, no pride. She kept her eyes low and her hands relaxed. But inside, her thoughts moved fast. They noticed, she thought, be more careful. At the instructor tower, the academy leaders gathered. Holograms floated in the air, showing pause footage, broken data lines, and empty sensor logs. The drone was disabled with one motion, said a tall avian instructor. No visible strike. No energy reading. "That is impossible," another said. "Even our best students need force." The academy director crossed his heavy arms. "She is human," he said. "Humans are not capable of this." "But the evidence is flawed," the director interrupted. "Until proven otherwise, she is harmless." The decision was made. Ira would be tested harder. That day, she was placed into advanced training groups. Groups meant for elite alien warriors. The students did not hide their anger. "She doesn't belong here," Karn said, watching her join the circle. The training arena was large and open. Metal platforms floated in the air. Gravity shifted without warning. It was designed to break weak minds. The instructor spoke loudly. "This is endurance combat. No weapons. No killing." Pairs were formed. Ira was left unpaired. The instructor frowned. "No one wants a human?" Silence. Finally, Karn stepped forward. "I'll take her." A murmur ran through the arena. Karn was known for crushing opponents. Bones, armor, pride, none survive him. Ira looked at him and nodded once. The match began. Karn attacked fast. Too fast for most species. His claws cut the air where Ira had been standing a moment before. She moved back. Calm. Measured. The crowd waited for her to fall. She did not. She blocked, not with strength, but with timing. Every movement was small, every step exact. Karn growled, "Fight back." "I am," Ira replied quietly. He attacked harder. The ground cracked beneath his feet. Still, he could not touch her. Then Ira slipped. The crowd gasped. Karn struck. At the last moment, Ira twisted, redirected his force, and sent him crashing to the ground. Not injured, just stopped. Silence. The instructor shouted, "Enough!" Ira stepped back quickly and bowed her head. "I'm sorry," she said. Karn stayed on the ground, stunned, not by pain, but by confusion. Later, in the medical wing, Karn stared at his hands. "She didn't use strength," he whispered. "She used me." That night, Ira sat alone in her room again. The wrist device pulsed stronger than before. A memory returned. Earth. Training chambers. Voices telling her the same warning again and again. Never dominate. Never reveal. Never threaten. She clenched her fist. "I almost broke protocol," she whispered. The device beeped softly. Suppression at 82%. Outside her door, a shadow moved. The academy had begun watching her. The next day, the instructors changed their approach. They pushed her into simulations meant to break minds. Fear chambers. Isolation tests. Endless combat loops. Ira passed every one. Not perfectly. Just enough. Always enough. But the Academy AI was learning. It noticed patterns. Reaction times that did not match her scores. Calm brain signals during simulated death. No fear response. The AI flagged her as unknown threat class. The director ignored it until a message arrived from the Galactic Council. Why is a human enrolled in your academy? The director hesitated before replying, because he no longer knew the answer. Meanwhile, some alien students began avoiding Ira. Others watched her with fear, a few with curiosity. One young alien approached her quietly in the hall. "Are humans really weak?" he asked. Ira paused. "Compared to what?" she replied. The alien had no answer. That evening, the academy alarm sounded again. This time, it was not a drill. An external probe breached the outer defense ring. Unknown origin. High threat. Students were locked down. Instructors armed themselves. Ira stood still as the red lights flashed. Her wrist device vibrated violently. Threat detected. Suppression recommended. She looked up at the ceiling. "Not yet," she whispered, as the academy prepared for battle. None of them realized one truth. The real danger was already inside, and she was still holding back. Red warning lights flooded the Galactic Combat Academy. Sirens echoed through every corridor. Students were ordered into safe zones, but fear moved faster than commands. An unknown object had entered the academy space. It was not a ship. It was alive. On the main screen, instructors watched the object drift closer. Its shape shifted like smoke trapped inside metal. Sensors failed to lock onto it. Weapons could not target it. "This technology doesn't match any known species," an instructor said. The academy director clenched his fists, raised the inner shields. The shields activated, then flickered, and failed. The creature passed through like it did not exist. Panic spread. In the student shelter, alien recruits pressed together. Some cried, some prayed. Even the strongest warriors looked unsure. Ira Voss stood near the back, quiet as always. Her wrist device burned hot against her skin. Hostile entity confirmed. Danger level extreme. Her breathing slowed. This isn't a test, she realized. This is real. The creature entered the training arena. Its presence twisted the air. Metal bent. Lights shattered. One instructor was thrown across the room like a toy. Weapons fired. They did nothing. The creature screamed, not with sound, but with pressure. Several aliens collapsed, clutching their heads. "Fall back," someone shouted. Karn stood frozen at the edge of the arena. Fear filled his chest, heavy and cold. This thing was beyond strength. Then he saw Ira. She was moving forward. "No," he shouted. "Humans, stay back." Ira did not stop. The creature turned toward her. For the first time since arriving at the academy, Ira felt her control slip. Her device vibrated violently. Suppression failure imminent. She reached up and touched it. "Just a little," she whispered. The creature lunged. Time broke. To the watching eyes, Ira disappeared. She reappeared directly beneath the creature, one hand raised. A shockwave burst outward, not destructive, but precise. The air snapped back into place. The creature froze. Its shifting form collapsed inward, like it had been folded into itself. Then it fell, dead. Silence filled the arena. Every alien stared at Ira. She stood alone at the center, chest rising and falling, eyes wide with shock at what she had done. She started. Then alarm screamed again. Suppression lost. 12% override. The device on her wrist cracked. Energy surged. The academy AI went dark. Gravity shifted violently. Students were thrown to the floor. Walls cracked. Power failed across the station. The director watched in horror from the command room. "That's not human strength," he whispered. "That's something else." Ira dropped to one knee. "Stop," she said softly to herself. "Stop. Stop." She slammed her broken device against the floor. It shattered. The surge ended. Systems slowly came back online. Lights flickered on. Gravity stabilized. Ira stayed kneeling, shaking. Around her, no one moved. Karn approached slowly, every instinct screaming danger. He stopped a few steps away. "You killed it," he said quietly. Ira looked up at him. Tears filled her eyes, not from fear, but from failure. "I wasn't supposed to," she replied. Instructors rushed in, weapons raised, but hesitated. None of them wanted to be the first to fire. The director entered the arena. His heavy steps echoed. "What are you?" he demanded. Ira stood slowly. "A human," she said. "That thing ignored our weapons," the director said. "You destroyed it with your hands." Ira looked down. "Humans don't fight like you," he continued. "Humans don't break reality." She met his gaze. "We learned to," she said quietly. The director said nothing. Later, the academy was sealed. The Galactic Council was informed. Emergency meetings were called. Ira was placed in isolation, not as a prisoner, but as a risk. Inside the White Room, she sat alone. Her wrist was bare now. No more limits. A screen activated on the wall. A human symbol appeared. Then a voice. "You broke suppression," the voice said calmly. "I had no choice," Ira replied. "We know," the voice said. "The galaxy was never meant to see this yet." "What happens now?" she asked. There was a pause. "Now," the voice said, "they will fear us." Ira closed her eyes. Outside the room, Karn stood watching through the glass. He did not feel hatred. He felt respect and fear, because the academy had trained warriors. But it had unknowingly invited something far worse. Not a monster, not a god, but a human who no longer had chains. And this was only the beginning. The white isolation room was silent. Ira Voss sat on the floor with her back against the wall. The broken pieces of her wrist device had been taken away. For the first time since her childhood, she felt the full weight of herself. Not power, responsibility. Outside the room, the Galactic Combat Academy was no longer the same. The halls were empty. Training had stopped. Fear had replaced pride. In the command chamber, the Academy director stood before a massive hologram. Members of the Galactic Council appeared one by one. Different shapes, different species, all watching him. "You allowed a human to enter the Academy," one council member said. "Explain." The director's voice was heavy. She was listed as non-threatening. All records showed humans as a weak species. "Records can be changed," another replied coldly. The director hesitated, then spoke the truth. "She stopped an unknown entity alone," he said. "Our weapons failed. Our shields failed. She succeeded." The chamber went silent. "That is not possible," a council elder said. "Humans are a low-tier species." A new hologram appeared. Ancient, locked, restricted. The Academy AI, partially restored, had unlocked something it was never meant to. Human history. The first image showed Earth. A harsh world. Violent storms. Crushing gravity. Endless wars. Humans evolved under constant pressure. AI explained. They adapted not to dominate, but to survive. Images changed. Early humans fighting predators. Humans enduring cold, hunger, pain. Humans standing back up after loss. They did not develop strength like other species. The AI continued. They developed limits. The council watched in disbelief. "Limits?" one asked. "Yes," the AI replied. "Self-imposed restraints to prevent self-destruction." Another image appeared. Human wars. Cities burned. Weapons of mass destruction. Near extinction. When humans removed their limits, the AI said, they almost destroyed themselves. The room grew tense. "So they chose restraint," the director whispered. "Yes," the AI confirmed. "Modern humans are trained from birth to suppress instinct, strength, and reaction." The council elder leaned forward. "Then what is the girl?" "A controlled release unit," the AI said. "A fail-safe." Back in the isolation room, Ira stared at the floor. A memory surfaced. Her instructor on Earth, years ago. "You are not a soldier," he had told her. "You are proof that we can choose control." The screen in her room turned on again. This time, the voice was not calm. "You revealed too much," the human commander said. "I stopped the threat," Ira replied. "And started another," the voice said. "The galaxy will react." Ira stood slowly. Let them, she said quietly. I won't hide anymore. The connection cut. Outside, Karn stood with two instructors. They watched guards move into position around the isolation wing. She doesn't look dangerous, Karn said. That's what scares us, one instructor replied. Suddenly, the academy shook. Not an attack. A signal. Long-range sensors lit up across the station. Multiple ships were arriving. Warships. Alien fleets from different species, each demanding answers. They are afraid, the director said as he entered the command room, and fear makes them reckless. In the isolation room, Ira felt it. The tension, the pressure, the coming storm. She placed her hand on the door. I won't fight them, she whispered, but I won't kneel either. The door opened. Guards froze. No one had unlocked it. Ira stepped into the hallway. Every eye turned toward her. She walked calmly through the academy. No one stopped her. No one dared. In the central chamber, the council's holograms flickered into view again. The elder spoke first. Human, he said, you are a threat to galactic balance. Ira looked up. I didn't come here to threaten anyone, she said. I came to learn. You destroyed a being beyond our power, the elder replied. It attacked first, Ira said simply. Murmurs spread. Another council member spoke. If humans can do this, why haven't they conquered us? Ira's answer was soft, but clear, because we know what that leads to. The chamber fell silent. She continued. We learned the hard way that strength without control ends everything. Karn felt something shift inside him. This was not arrogance. This was warning. The director stepped forward. What happens now? He asked. Ira looked at the stars through the great window. Now, she said, you decide. The council disconnected one by one. Fear remained. Outside the academy, alien fleets held position, weapons charged, waiting. Inside, Ira stood alone in the center of the chamber, not as a student, not as a weapon, but as a human. And across the galaxy, a question spread faster than fear. If this is what one quiet human can do, what is humanity really capable of? The fleets did not leave. Outside the Galactic Combat Academy, hundreds of alien warships held their position. Their weapons glowed with charged energy. Each commander waited for someone else to make the first move. Fear ruled the silence. Inside the academy, emergency lights stayed on. Students were ordered to remain in shelters, but no one felt safe. The idea that one quiet human had changed the balance of the galaxy spread faster than any signal. Ira Voss stood near the great window, looking at the stars. She felt every ship out there, every lock weapon, every nervous hand hovering over a trigger. Karn stood a few steps behind her. They're going to attack, he said quietly. Maybe, Ira replied. Or maybe they're waiting for permission. From who? Ira did not answer. In the command chamber, the academy director received a direct transmission. A massive alien warlord appeared on the screen. His species was known for conquest. His armor was scarred from many wars. Hand over to human, the warlord demanded, or we cleanse the station. The director swallowed. She is a student under my protection. She is a weapon, the warlord replied, and weapons do not get protection. The transmission ended. Moments later, another signal arrived. Then another, different species. Same demand. Fear had turned into agreement. They want you gone, Karn said. Ira nodded slowly. I know. She turned away from the window and walked toward the center of the chamber. Her steps were calm, but her thoughts were heavy. This is how wars begin, she said. No one wants to strike first, but everyone is afraid of being second. The academy director approached her. If we surrender you, the academy survives, he said. If we don't, we may not. Ira looked at him. And after me? She asked. What happens when they learn more about humans? The director had no answer. Outside, weapon systems began to lock onto the academy. Target warnings flashed across the command screens. Karn clenched his fists. They're afraid of you, he said, but they're more afraid of what you represent. Ira closed her eyes. A memory returned. Earth's final lesson. If fear chooses war, show them restraint first. She opened her eyes. Open a channel, she said. The director hesitated. To all of them? Yes, Ira replied. Moments later, every fleet commander, every council observer, every military leader appeared on a massive hologram. Ira stepped forward. My name is Ira Voss, she said. Clearly, I am human. Murmurs spread instantly. I didn't come here to fight, she continued. I didn't come to threaten your worlds. The warlord laughed. You destroyed a being we could not stop. It attacked civilians, Ira said. I stopped it. By force, another commander said. Yes, Ira replied. With control. The word echoed. Humans could have conquered the stars long ago, she continued. But we chose not to. The council elder leaned forward. Why? Ira's voice stayed calm. Because we know what fear does, she said. It makes monsters out of survivors. Silence followed. Then a missile launched, not from the academy, from one of the fleets. Warning alarm screamed. Karn shouted. They fired. The missile raced toward the station. There was no time. Ira moved. She stepped forward into open space as the shields dropped. The vacuum did not touch her. Energy bent around her body, like a quiet storm. She raised one hand. The missile stopped, frozen. Every screen across the fleets showed the same image. A single human holding back destruction with ease. Ira crushed the missile, not with an explosion, but into harmless light. She lowered her hand. I won't attack you, she said, but I will protect this place. The warlord stared, silent. This is your last warning. Ira continued. Stand down. Some fleets powered down their weapons. Others did not. 3 ships charged their main cannons. Ira's expression changed, not to anger, but resolve. She stepped farther into space. Ira, don't, the director whispered. She did not hear him. She reached deeper than before. Not rage, not hatred. Choice. A wave passed through space. Not destructive. Overwhelming. Every hostile ship lost power instantly. Systems shut down. Weapons went dark. Command bridges fell silent. No deaths. No explosions. Just silence. Across the galaxy, sensors recorded something new. Human dominance without violence. Ira returned to the Academy airlock and stepped inside. Gravity returned. The doors sealed. She stumbled slightly. Karn caught her before she fell. You could have destroyed them, he said in disbelief. She nodded weakly. Yes. Why didn't you? Ira looked up at him. Because that's how fear wins, she said. In the command chamber, the remaining council members reappeared. You have proven your point, the elder said carefully. Ira straightened. No, she replied. I proved a choice. Outside, the fleet slowly withdrew. The academy survived. But the galaxy had changed forever. Karn looked at Ira with something new in his eyes. Not fear, understanding. Because humanity had just shown the galaxy something far more terrifying than power. Control. And the galaxy would never forget it. The fleets were gone. Space around the Galactic Combat Academy was quiet again, but it was not the same kind of quiet as before. This silence carried memory. Fear. Respect. Inside the academy, students slowly returned to the halls. No one laughed anymore. No one boasted about strength or rank. Every eye followed Ira Voss as she walked. She felt their stares, but she did not look back. Karn walked beside her, silent. For the first time since his arrival at the academy, he did not feel like the strongest one in the room. He felt small. In the command chamber, the academy director stood before the remaining council members. Their holograms flickered, unstable, like their confidence. You disabled entire fleets without destroying them, the elder said. That level of control is unheard of. Iris stood straight. Her voice was calm but tired. We didn't come to rule the galaxy, she said. We came to survive it. Another council member spoke. You could end every war. Yes, Ira replied, and start the worst one. The elder studied her carefully. Then what do humans want? Ira paused. She thought of Earth, of cities rebuilt after ruin, of lessons carved into history with loss and blood. We want space, she said, not territory, time, trust. Silence followed. Finally, the elder nodded. The academy will remain open to humans, he said, but under new terms. Ira met his gaze. No cages, she said. No chains. The elder agreed. The council disconnected. The decision spread across the galaxy in hours. Humans were no longer classified as weak. They were classified as restricted. In the days that followed, the academy changed. Training programs were rewritten. Combat rankings were removed. Cooperation replaced dominance. Some students left. Others stayed. Karn stayed. One evening, he found Ira standing on the observation deck, watching distant stars. They call you the quiet threat now, he said. She smiled faintly. I never liked that name. What would you call yourself? Karn asked. Ira thought for a moment. Human, she said. Karn nodded. I used to believe strength meant taking what you want, he admitted. Now I see it means knowing when not to. Ira looked at him. Then you've already learned more than most, she said. A message arrived that night. From Earth. Ira read it alone. Mission complete. Exposure unavoidable. Proceed with Phase 2. She closed her eyes. Phase 2 meant openness. The galaxy would not forget what it had seen, nor would humanity hide anymore. Weeks later, the first human delegation arrived at the academy. Not soldiers, not weapons, teachers, engineers, diplomats. The galaxy watched closely. Nothing burned, nothing broke. That frightened them more than violence ever could. A historian from a distant species recorded the moment later. The day humanity revealed its true strength was not marked by war. It was marked by restraint. On her final day as a student, Ira stood once more in the training arena where it had all begun. The floor had been repaired, the walls polished, but the memory remained. The academy director approached her. You could stay, he said. Teach. Ira shook her head gently. My place is elsewhere now. Where? He asked. She looked toward the stars. Where fear still exists, she said. Someone needs to remind it to stop. As her transport ship departed, students watched in silence. No cheers, no applause, only understanding. Far across the galaxy, stories spread of a quiet human girl who stopped fleets without firing a shot, of a species that could destroy, but chose not to, of strength wrapped in silence. And on worlds that once mocked humanity, new words entered their languages. Not insult, not prey, but warning. Because the galaxy finally understood the truth. Humans are not dangerous because they are strong. Humans are dangerous because they know exactly how strong they are and choose restraint anyway. The stars burned on, and humanity stepped forward, not as conquerors, but as the line fear would never cross again.